Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town, there lived a little cat named Lulu. She was a tiny, fluffy creature, with fur as soft as cotton and eyes as bright as emeralds. Despite her cuteness, Lulu's life was not easy. She lived in the alley behind an old bakery, and every day was a struggle for her survival. Lulu wasn't always poor. In fact, she had once known the warmth of a cozy home and the affection of a kind family. But one fateful winter, when Lulu was just a kitten, her owners moved away. They left her behind, not realizing the pain they would cause. Lulu wandered the streets, looking for food and shelter, but every door she knocked on was closed to her. The bakery alley became her home. The alley was a quiet, lonely place. During the day, Lulu would watch the bakery workers through the dusty windows, hoping for a kind soul to toss her a bit of bread or a scrap of meat. But the bakery workers were busy, and the customers came and went, never noticing the small, hungry cat that sat just out of sight. At night, the alley was cold and dark. Lulu curled up in a cardboard box, her tiny body trembling from the chill. Sometimes she would hear the laughter and chatter of families inside their warm homes, and her heart would ache with longing. She dreamed of soft beds and full bowls, of gentle hands that would stroke her fur and whisper kind words. But those dreams felt so far away, and the cold, hard reality of the alley seemed endless. One day, as Lulu was scavenging for food in the trash, she saw something that made her heart leap. A little girl, no older than 5, was walking down the street with a basket of bread. The girl was humming a cheerful tune, and Lulu's instincts told her that this could be the one who would help. Lulu cautiously approached the little girl, her tail twitching nervously. She didn't want to scare her, but her stomach growled loudly, betraying her hunger. The girl paused and looked down at the small cat. Her eyes widened with surprise and concern as she saw the state of Lulu's fur, and the sadness in her eyes. "Poor little thing," the girl whispered, bending down. "Are you hungry?" Lulu meowed softly, her tail flicking with hope. The girl smiled and reached into her basket, pulling out a small piece of bread. She held it out to Lulu, who cautiously sniffed it before nibbling at the offering. It was the first real meal Lulu had had in weeks, and she savored every bite. The girl continued to feed Lulu, giving her bits of bread and even a small piece of cheese. As Lulu ate, the girl stroked her gently, her small hands warm and comforting against Lulu's cold fur. "You can stay with me," the girl said softly. "Mama always says we should help those who are in need." And so, Lulu's life began to change. The little girl, whose name was Emily, took Lulu home to her small cottage at the edge of town. Emily's mother welcomed the cat with open arms, and soon Lulu found herself curled up on a soft blanket by the fireplace, the warmth soothing her weary body. The cottage smelled of fresh bread and flowers, and Lulu couldn't believe her good fortune. Every day, Emily would play with Lulu, chasing her around the garden and giving her treats. Lulu's fur became glossy and healthy once again, and her once sad eyes sparkled with joy. She had finally found a home where she was loved and cared for, and she never went hungry again. As the months passed, Lulu grew stronger and more confident. She no longer had to hide in the shadows or scavenge for food. She had a family now, one that would never abandon her. And every time Emily stroked her fur or whispered kind words, Lulu would purr contentedly, grateful for the little girl who had saved her from a life of hardship.